Hello and thanks for watching this presentation. I am Saumya, a PhD student in the Informatics department at UCI, and I will be presenting our work exploring food-based interactive multisensory and tangible storytelling experiences on behalf of my co-authors Ferran, Oğuz, Sara, Theresa, and Minerva. Food is not just a source of energy, but it is a hedonic life experience that can nourish the body and soul. The combination of food and technology has opened a new space called human-food interaction, HFI, and a dominant trend in this space is to use technology to optimize food practices. In response, recent works in the area of food and play design encourage researchers to explore the social, emotional, cultural dimensions of food, away from centralizing efficiency but designing for pleasurable experiences. However, the intersection between food and interactive narratives has received much less attention. So why study food and interactive storytelling? So first of all, what is interactive storytelling? In interactive stories, participants can explore, impact, and or experience the story world through their interactions. Enacting and having stakes in the story world rather than passively witnessing can help people internalize and personalize the story, reflect on their own beliefs, engage creatively, and broaden their worldviews. Interactive stories with food can enable us to not only sensorially experience some of our most cherished narrative worlds, but also help us explore topics of food such as appreciating food, experiencing different cultures through food, turning attention to one's body, exploring the nostalgic and emotional properties of food, and so on. Moreover, the visceral and bodily qualities of food makes a case for multisensory experiences, and so we advocate for using real food as tangible interfaces rather than solely relying on digital screen interaction. So the area between food and interactive storytelling is largely unexplored, and the few works that do exist at this intersection position people as observers rather than active participants. For example, the picture on the right shows Le Petit Chef, a restaurant in London that shows the story of a chef digitally overlaid on the table and plates. This work, similar to many others, positions people as outside observers to the story world, and they cannot really interact with the story. We saw this as an opportunity to explore food, interactive storytelling, and active interactions where people are positioned inside the story world, can impact and or explore the story through food-based interactions. We, the authors, conducted a design ideation workshop amongst ourselves to explore the same. Our contributions in this paper are a portfolio of design ideas from the workshop on food and interactive narratives that position people as active participants, and design themes that we identified from these various ideas that we hope can serve as inspirational starting points for designers to ideate food-based interactive narratives. So we took inspiration from two domains, tangible storytelling and food and play design. From tangible storytelling, we use the idea of diegesis, objects that exist in the real world and the story world. We thought of how food could be diegetic. We also looked at works that can enable people to take roles in the narrative. And there are a few examples on the right of the same, like Genie Bottles and Breathtaking Journey. We brainstormed thinking of ideas that place people inside the story world and help them either impact or explore the story through interactions with food. Then from the food and play design area, we looked at the concepts of lived body and multi and cross modality. Lived body means positioning the body as something that people can experience the world through rather than thinking of the body just as an interface. Multimodality and cross-modality explore layering more than one sensory modality information together. And there are again few examples on the right, Armadine and Mad Mixologist. So we use these concepts to brainstorm ideas in our workshop, and we came up with 7 design pieces for food and interactive stories that position people as active participants. And I'll talk about a few of these in this presentation. So the first piece I want to talk about in this portfolio is the Amnesiac wine connoisseur. In this design, a person takes the role of a connoisseur who has just lost his memories. The person drinks different wines and uncovers the memory, which are shown through digital video or audio. Different wines show different shades of the story based on how the wine tastes. For example, while tasting sweet red wine, the connoisseur remembers a date with his wife, but is left thinking about bitter memories of his divorce when the bitter wine is sipped. People are active participants as they explore different shades of the narrative through different wines while playing the connoisseur's role. This design concept introduces participants to the subtle nuances between different wines as they think of the emotional and nostalgic properties of food. Next is Princess Fiona's reflection. This experience is based on the movie series Shrek by DreamWorks, where participants play the role of Princess Fiona. As Fiona, they are bestowed with the task of creating a potion that turns them into an ogre. The participant sees a variety of magical food items from different fairy tale worlds that upon consumption change the participant's physical appearance, which they can see through a digitally augmented plate. For example, when they eat the magic beans, their reflection becomes big and tall, inspired by Jack and the Beanstalk, but does not give them the desired result of turning into an ogre. They must find the right mix of ingredients to get the potion to work. People are active participants as they take Fiona's role and their choice impacts their reflection. This design uses diegetic food items from various story worlds to help people be a part of the narrative world as they consume and experience the effects of these magical food items. Next is the typical Spanish chorizo. In this design, the play of the word chorizo has been used to engage people in a cultural food experience. Chorizo means thief, but also refers to the food item. This dining experience is designed as a digitally augmented tabletop and shows the story world through multiple characters. As police of the story world, participants must catch the characters who they think are thieves when the character appears on the digitally augmented tabletop. They do so by splashing a cherry tomato on the character and then topping it with slices of chorizo and bread. The story world changes based on who they arrest. The participants' actions of catching a thief through plating has consequences on the story world, making them active participants. Next is Foodies. This experience is set in a virtual reality environment where the inside of the player's mouth is the story world, where Foodies, the characters, live. Each food item has a different effect on the story world. So, for example, if a player eats something spicy, it heats up the world as long as they keep it in their mouth. If they eat something frozen, it freezes the foodie characters. Foodies who have their own personalities might do strange things like panic when they touch hot food. Players must find a way to help foodies navigate. This experience encourages people to interact with food in a non-normative way as they hold different types of food in their mouth for various durations and direct it to different parts of their mouth. It encourages them to focus on their lived body as they experience this playful eating activity. In the paper, we highlighted key inspirational design themes that we identified in the portfolio discussion from the workshop. We encourage designers and storytellers to think about how we can design interactive narrative experiences with food where people are active participants. We encourage leveraging lived experiences like using the nostalgic, emotional, cultural, and fictional properties of food as interactive components in the narrative. Different actions with food like selecting, plating, mixing, chewing can be mapped as diegetic actions in the story world. Giving lifelike characteristics and positioning food as a character can give participants an entity to interact with in the story world. The concept of the lived body can be used by positioning the body in a diegetic lived role through food consumption and by modifying bodily experiences. And lastly, we recommend using objects besides food like dining props and ambient spaces as interactive components of the narrative. We hope this work provides design directions for multisensory food-based interactive storytelling experiences where people are active participants. Thank you so much for listening. Please check out our paper.